Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. It's been a little bit. Didn't have a whole lot to take care of the late end of last week. But this morning, things are getting interesting. I get stuff at yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, and church sales and flip it for a few bucks online. Try to make some extra dough. And today was a nice haul out of a church yard sale. We're going to discuss how to do those. First up, we're going to go on some of my sales. The sales I had over the weekend. Nothing grandiose, not like last weekend where I netted over $200, but which is a good weekend for me. So jumping into it, and almost all these are, old book thing. So anyway, Gettysburg. This is a landmark hardcover. These are sort of a collector. The better condition, the more likely you are to sell them. But there are people who are after these books. These are young adult history books written on specific usually American history topics, written through about the 50s. So they start American Revolution, sometimes before Age of Exploration, go up to about World War II. I think there's some Korea, early space age stuff is what they cover. But these are highly collectible. This is not what this was this one went for $10. This is not one of the super rare ones. So I know a couple people who collect these. But these move. These aren't as valuable, I find, as the childhood of famous American books that were written in the similar time period. Not the reprints, but the originals. Those are $30, $40 books consistently. I had a big haul one time of those, and those sold really well. But anyway, landmark books. Next up, Complete Tales of Edgar Allan Poe, hardcover, $12. This is from 65. Hardcover Edgar Allan Poe books sell. $10 or more, give or take. Even really kind of modern printings of them that like you get at the like Barnes and Noble and Books A Million at the discount. The popular, the stuff that they get a printer and they reprint them and they put nice covers on them and that sort of thing. Those books still sell. I have sold several Edgar Allan Poe hardcovers, various years, various times, decent condition. Somebody's going to get it. $12. Next up, two Stephen King hardcovers. I thought I was going to sell this one for a little bit more, but I looked it up and it wasn't as much. These two are Dark Tower hardcovers, $15 for both. This was a death pile thing, so I'm happy to see that out because that clears up some room for this stuff. So, Stephen King hardcovers, I'm finding, and you may as well, that Stephen King books are kind of declining in value. I used to be able to sell, some of them are, some of them aren't. There used to be able to sell the books that they made the movies out of from the 80s and 90s pretty easily. And now I'm finding they don't move as fast as they used to. I think I'm actually sitting on a couple. They just haven't, I think Dead Zone and Tommy Knockers. Yep, I got two first edition book club edition Tommy Knockers and Dead Zones. And they ain't moving at like $12 for both of them. So, I think there's a lull a little bit right now in some Stephen King stuff. So, but it happens. I don't know that I expected that to happen, but it does. Finally, this stack of old books. How many of them I got? 8. 8 old books. All pre-World War II, I believe. $30 for these 8 books. How much you buy this? I pay $1 or less for them. Usually way less I try to get them at. But if you can get pre-war books in good shape, good binding, good covers, for under 50 cents, you can lot them up for $3 to $4 a book. Consistently. This lot got a ton of hits on it of people looking at it. Not a lot of watchers, but you got a ton. Like it ranked up the hits immediately, and sold in about a week after I posted it. I posted it late. Actually, I posted it late last week, and it sold quick. So people want pretty books, $3 to $4 a piece, give or take. So keep that in mind. Now, listings. Couple of finds here I want to go over. This is not a knife. This is a butterfly knife trainer. And these consistently sell about $10 on eBay. So I snagged this. That was fun. I don't know that actually I'm going to make money for it, and I actually may wind up giving it away. But I wanted to see if it would sell quick. So those are fun. I would say don't spend more than $1 a piece on these if you see them. But I will buy any knife-like thing that's in good shape for $1 or less. Because usually I have a few ways of moving them different ways for $3 to $5 minimum, if not more. So, but if you learn knives a little bit, you can know what sells easy and what doesn't. That sort of thing too. So, anyway, no listing. Doom 2 Survival Guide. This should go $10-15. Old. This is more of, I think, an official guide, and the more official guides, not the Prima stuff, but the more official stuff, tends to do a little bit better. Prima strategy guides I almost don't even look at anymore unless they're hardcover. And then there's some of those. And finally, this. I think is Death Eater manga cartoon statue thingies. These things are still sealed. I'm curious of what this is going to go for. I think I got this up for like 50. We'll see. I think I saw the box, an unopened box, one of these little unopened boxes in here. We're going for like 10 to 15 a piece, maybe. So it was inexpensive. It was manga. It was Japanese, and it was hard to find. So I grabbed it, and we'll see what happens. And is that everything of that? Yes. That's Oh. I didn't list post-its yet. This is fun. Okay. What are these? These things go to a game. The game they go to sometimes. Let me see if I can find this. This is one of those things that is kind of Dungeons and Dragons-y, but not quite. Let me find it. Looking at my listings here. Excuse me. And that's that's good. That's on my big screen. All right. Where'd you go? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the game off the top of my head that these things go to. I don't think it's Crossbows and Catapults is the name of the game. If you see, and you think, oh, that's just army guy stuff. Might not be. It might be Crossbows and Catapults. I've got a sort of a bagged lot here. I opened them up to take the pictures, and I've got this lot up for $30. So it's these two, and I've got some wall pieces and a figurine. So, what's the hits on them? Not a lot of hits on it right now, but I'm pretty confident those will sell $20 to $30 pretty easily eventually, so I don't think it's going to take all that long for those. And I may actually post those on one of my Facebook groups that I'm a member of, because I think there's a couple of guys there who collect those for the parts and for their games. So grab those when you see them. All right, finally, my big haul. Went to church sale, and it was at a Methodist church that is shrinking. A lot of them are. And they were, as part of the yard sale, they were selling their library. And I actually got to it a day or two later after I had heard about it. And I went with someone I knew who worked at the church. And he said, yeah, I can get you in. So I had the whole library to myself and my wife. And we're combing through the thing. And the books were cheap. They wanted to get rid of the whole library and use the room for something else. So I pulled out 90 books out of that library, and actually paid a little bit more than what they were asking for, just kind of rounded up, and didn't take change. And I pulled 90 books out of that library. Not because it was a Methodist church, I wasn't finding as many of the more expensive theological books. Not trashing the denomination or anything like that, but mainline denominations don't have as robust a theological library as, say, your a more conservative one, Baptist, Presbyterian, that sort of thing. But I pulled out a bunch of hymnals. I did pull out a bunch of theology books. So, going over some of those right now. Well, probably the most thing, because it was a Methodist church, is I pulled out about 20 to 30 Methodist hymnals. These aren't. If these were Baptist hymnals, I'd be sitting on a lot of money. They weren't. These are Methodist. I think these are $10 at most a piece. But what I'm going to do is I will put these in a multi-sale lot, and put the quantity as however many I got and list them that way, and see if they sell probably $8 to $10 a piece on those. And most of the hymnals I pulled out. Is there a Broadman? Yep, I got a couple of Broadman hymnals, which I think like some Baptist churches used before. Pulled out a couple of these. These are worth a little bit more. Most of the hymnals that I pulled are probably in the $10 to $15 range. That's most hymnals anyway. Occasionally you find some that are in the 20 to 25, but those are rare, very specific contexts. But I pulled out a bunch of those, and so that was the bulk of what I purchased. And I pulled out everything old I could find. And so, though this one was fun. Salvation Army Tune Book. This is one of the more valuable. I think I looked this one up, and this one wound up being a little bit more valuable than some of the other ones. So, I think this actually might be a marching band type of book. Let's see. Anything else unique? Interesting. Junior hymns and songs. I actually find a lot of these. I left some on the shelf. I probably should have grabbed them because of the age of them, and lotted them up. But a lot of like your youth hymn and junior hymn books actually aren't as worth as much. But I did grab. Here's another one. Grab one. Crowning Glory hymnal. I don't think I've sold this. I don't know if I've run across this one or sold it before or not. Almost all of these hymnals. Some of the Methodist ones do have the old church name under them. Some of them do, some of them don't. Most of them are clean. But it was a good find. It was a good time looking through it. And found some interesting stuff. Found some not sure about stuff, but the price was so good that and I was looking things up. I did need to limit. I had a limited amount of space. I couldn't just fill my car up and just take 8 boxes. I had space limitations because I was on a vacation trip, so I couldn't, which is probably smart. I probably would have taken another 2 or 3 boxes and not looked up stuff as much if I had thought about it too much. But that's what I got. And in ensuing episodes, if it's something I got out of this haul, I'll try and remember to mention it. Say, hey, this came out of that church haul that I got. So if you're ever at a church yard sale, particularly an older church, ask them if their library's for sale. Usually they may open it up to members first, and for members to get what they want. But ask them what they're selling. Ask them if they got a box of old hymnals that they want to sell. And my limit for hymnals is about $1 a piece, unless I know specifically what I'm getting, like Baptist hymnals and a couple others I know to grab for $2 or $3 a piece. I know I can grab them and be safe there. But it's worth doing when you're going church yard sailing. Church yard sales are usually pretty good anyway, price wise and all that sort of thing. But there's more to be had there if you're thinking about it, because a lot of churches are, they're going digital and they put the music up on the screen, or they got newer hymnals and they need to get rid of the old hymnals and they're not sure what to do with them. So it's worth asking. It's worth and seeing to find out. And sometimes you can't necessarily buy something from the church, but you can donate money and not buy them. It's a tax thing. So that's what is going on there. So be on the lookout. Get you some coffee. Have a good morning. Let's get it done.